Hello and welcome into episode 5 of the Sorare with Laird Rookie Card Challenge. In this video, I'm going to talk about my results from Gameweek 19, update our spreadsheet a little bit, and then talk about some of the challenges that I'm facing heading into Gameweek 21 and beyond. Gameweek 19 was a bit of a mixed bag for me. The lineups I thought would do really well ended up being terrible, and the lineups that I just kind of threw in there outperformed, and now I have some decisions to make for the following game week. My Division 1 lineup, which is here, and no longer in Division 1, was just an absolute disaster. Martin Adeline with a red card, Nathan Ngoy did not play at all with an injury that popped up after the deadline, and making matters worse, as we can see here, Caleb Urinki, who scored 61, which isn't bad, but got a yellow card and is now suspended for this weekend. Nacho Ferry didn't do much. Noah Markman as captain was fine. Lukeba was fine. But ultimately, the 304 points, not remotely close to being safe. And so here we are, this lineup back or down into Division 2 now. The second lineup that I had Martin Adeline in also got relegated, except that one went from Division 2 to Division 3. Arthur Piedfort did all he could in the 0-0 draw to La Louvière with a last man tackle, 89 points. Fabian Wilfinger continued his good season, 55 there, and then everyone else just kind of brutal. Victor Melican, tough matchup away to Spartak Moscow, but not the debut we were hoping for. Ilyas Ansa, still looking for some sort of production, and then Brian Okoa with a tough one, and Nahuel Knoll, obviously not going to score many points when you lose 3-0 at home to Schalke. This one relegated, 329 points we scored, 341 was needed to stay in Division 2, so that one is now in Division 3 for Game Week 21. Now, this lineup in Division 2 was promoted to Division 1, so thankfully I still have a Division 1 lineup. Bilal El Kanous continues to just perform exceptionally well for Stuttgart. He had an assist in a 3-0 win. Noah Narti, captain, 79, goal and an assist. That basically was what propelled us. Alex Freeman also got a decisive in a 4-2 loss. We take it. And then there's another Wilfinger there. Lite Sak, still not great. Kane Van Ovelen allowed 3 goals away to Utrecht. I'm going to talk about the goalie difficulties I'm having in a little bit, and then a 46 here from Sinchuk. So this lineup thankfully got promoted. 452 points was needed to get there. I scored 494, also won 500 essence, which turned into 525 thanks to my ceiling bonus. And so at least we still have a Division 1. And then the final lineup here, this was my lowest priority lineup, was in Division 3, and of course did well enough to get into Division 2. Now, I will say Antonio Nusa and Jean-Mateo Bahoya were both questionable to play. I think Sorare Inside had them at 60%. Because this was Division 3, I was willing to just throw them in. You may, if you watched episode 4, where I showed the lineups that I built before the game week, I did those on a Wednesday, and then by Friday, a couple people were ruled out. So the lineups are actually quite different. Additionally, I was gifted 2 cards, this Kamori Doumbia and Luca Bombino. So I obviously had to throw them right in. And Bombino hit an 86 in San Diego's 4-0 win over Portland, and then Doumbia scored a 49. Doumbia, I believe, took all set pieces in this game, excuse me, because... Oh, I'm sorry. He lost set pieces. He took all the set pieces of the game prior because Romain Del Castillo was out, but Del Castillo came back. Doumbia lost the set pieces. But Nusa got on the score sheet with an assist. Vitor Reis, who I wasn't going to play at all. Girona away to Barcelona, probably not the matchup you want to play a defender in, but he got a 65, and so that was very helpful. And then I had literally the worst possible captain choice, Mert Comer here, who did nothing in a 1-1. I don't know. Did he have a big chance missed? Didn't even do that. Just a poor all-around game. However, 372 needed to get promoted. I scored 453, won 250 essence, added 13 because of the ceiling bonus. And so literally my top 2 lineups were a disaster. We had this one, which was relegated and not 62 points from safety. My second priority lineup, 12 points to safety. Third lineup, promoted and won 500 essence, and then the fourth lineup, 250 essence and another promotion. And so that means we get to update the spreadsheet. Thankfully, I've already updated it. And so this is what it looks like now. We had, I've added a couple columns here just to make it a little easier. I also bought a new card literally 2 hours ago, which I've added to the spreadsheet. But basically, the other thing I wanted to track, in addition just the essence one, was how often I've used a card and then how often I've won a card. Won a reward with these cards. Now, all of the rewards I've won so far are just essence. I haven't gotten really that close to winning cards yet. I am hoping to have the problem of how do I present this once I win a card, but we're not there yet. And so through, since Game Week 9 when I started this, I've obviously increased the number of lineups I've had. There have been a couple game weeks. We had the international break where I didn't submit a lineup at all because not enough of these guys play for their international sides, at least the senior teams. And so that's why you see game week 16, 17, 18, that was the international break with zeros all down it. And then when you examine the spreadsheet, you'll see sometimes players have a specific essence amount. Again, that's just the total essence that I won. It's actually the base essence. I'm not even counting the ceiling boost. So it's just the base essence divided by 7 because all of these lineups are SO7s. And so Bilal El Khanous now tied with Nathan Ngoy, for the most essence that I've won with 214.29. That's per card. Both have been used 6 times. El Khanous has been in a reward winning lineup, which again is like an essence winning lineup, 4 times, and Ngoy's 3. So El Khanous has been like the best card I bought. And at least in terms of returns, you can make the argument that some of them may be better because of the price, but just literally from a return standpoint, he's won the most often. Maybe you can make the argument Ngoy's better because he's won the same essence in fewer winning lineups. I don't know. You can decide however you want to do it. But basically, this is the breakdown now. I have a few cards still that, haven't returned anything, but there are also some that I haven't used in lineups yet. And so the reason why you see zeros kind of in the return column, those are just times that the card was used but didn't win. And I wanted to separate that from just not using the cards yet, because I wanted to see if there were any cards that I've been using more regularly that maybe aren't returning as much as they could. And so as you kind of look below, I haven't used the Tom Bischoff card yet. He got like this one random start for Bayern Munich. He's not going to be a regular starter anytime soon, and so I haven't used him yet. Reed Baker Whiting is the same. Harrison Armstrong, Lennon Miller, which was a gift from Harry Trades. And then I just bought this card today, Junisuke Suzuki from Copenhagen. And I actually put him right in a lineup. And I'll get into why I needed to buy that card. And I may need to buy a few others soon. But I'm just kind of looking to see the cards that I'm using regularly and the ones that are winning rewards. Now, granted, I had commented in a previous video that like Fabian Wilfinger has done well, and I'm just not necessarily putting him in the right spots or in the right lineups to return. So Wilfinger's scores have been very good, and it's just frustrating that I'm not putting him in lineups with other good scoring players that game week. And I'm hoping that changes this weekend because I do have 2 of those cards, and it's not the best matchup, but again, he hasn't had the best matchups all season, and he's consistently scoring well. And so I think I just need to suck it up and play him in better lineups or in my more priority lineups so that I can take advantage of these good scores. So here are the lineups that I built for the game week coming up. That's game week 21. It's Wednesday, lots can change. It happened last week where I had some guys ruled out and had to make some adjustments. The biggest problem this week that I have is that Adeline obviously got a red card, so he's suspended for the weekend. That's 2 cards that I don't have the ability to use this weekend. And Caleb Urinki got the yellow card. He's suspended for this weekend. So that's 3 midfielder cards that I can't use this weekend. And so it just kind of made my lineups a little harder to make in terms of being able to get my best players in the priority situation. So I have El Khanous, as you can see in my Division 1 team. I have Division 1, 2 Division 2s, and a Division 3. So the Division 1, El Khanous plays this midweek, and so depending on what happens, maybe he doesn't end up starting this weekend or isn't expected to start. I'll make some adjustments when the deadline comes on Friday. But El Canus is in there, along with Bernd Claverbor at goalkeeper. Heerenveen are home against NAC or NAC Breda. I don't even know how to say that. But we've got Arthur Piedfort in a home game. Melican is there, El Canus, Nardi, Reese, and Nusa. In the second lineup, I have Nahuel Knoll, Castello Lucaba, Lihan Byum, who I'm hoping gets a start for Midtjylland because they have a very good matchup. There's the first of the Will Finger cards. There's the Suzuki that I was talking about before, and then Nacho Ferry, captain in that Westerlo matchup, and then Nathan Ngoy, who was scratched from last weekend's game, and they play this midweek, but I don't know if he's playing yet. If he's able to return, I think it's a really good matchup for them. They're home against Metz. The only thing that I considered in this one was whether I should pair Nacho Ferry and Piedfort. I mean, they are teammates, but they don't necessarily correlate that much. But also, why not? Why not just play them together? So I may move Nusa and Ferry, or I'll move Piedfort and one of the defenders from Division 1 to Division 2, or I'll just keep them separate. I haven't completely decided on it yet. The next Division 2 lineup has Will Finger captain, just hoping that I can continue to take advantage of his good scores. I have Kane Van Ovelen in goal. He's home against Heracles. Brian Okoa and Lucas Hosberg both play midweek, so who knows what's going to happen there. Jean-Mateo Bahoya also has a midweek game, so I'm not sure if he's going to play. Mert Comer and Harrison Armstrong finish up that lineup. And then the final one is Dennis Simon, Lee Tae-siak, Kiriani Sabe. They play midweek. And these aren't even very good matchups. Like Lee Tae-siak is home against Salzburg. I'm playing Kamori Doumbia, who's home against PSG. Lucas Bergvall away to Everton, but may not start. Noah Markman has a tough matchup. And then Giovanni Quenda there. I wouldn't be surprised if I end up switching Quenda with Bahoya. If the expectation is that he's going to start, because Sporting have a quite a good matchup this weekend. But this is what I'm hoping to play this weekend. But one of the issues that I was having when I was making the lineups is the player pool that I have is just not that big. And I knew that this was going to be an issue when I started this process, but it's becoming a little more difficult as guys get suspended or they're injured, and there's just not this like an overwhelming amount of cards that I can play. And I'm trying to do this in a competition that allows many more cards than I'm allowing myself. And so I bought that Suzuki card because, again, I lost 3 midfielder cards. These are the only 4 goalkeepers I have, and none of them are particularly strong. Nahuel Knoll started the season really well, but Claverbor, Heerenveen are awful. With Van Ovelen, Volendam are awful. Dennis Simon is pretty good, but Paderborn don't have like a fantastic matchup this week. But there's just not that many options out there, and it just becomes, do I want to end up getting more cards of players that I won't be playing each week? And so I'll show you kind of what I've been doing. I have a saved search for rookie cards, so it's just all limited rookie cards, neon rookie cards, and players with an L15 of 1 or higher. And I was just looking at the number of goalkeepers, and it's just not a big list. I can get Robin Risser from Lens. Rome Jaden Owusu-Odoro for AZ is good, and maybe I should do this. He's obviously plays for a much better team than the ones that I've been trying to get away with. But as you see, like there's Claverbor, Van Ovelen, Knoll, and Noah Rivera from POW FC is another one that I was considering getting. I almost bought him at like $9, and obviously I didn't, and maybe I missed out on one there. Martin Delavalle, oh, he's Belgian, so Delavalle, I don't know. He plays for Charleroi. As you can see, just the scores are awful, and they play Anderlecht this weekend, which isn't great. Standard Liège and Westerlo coming up, they're fine, but there's just not that many like starting goalkeepers with rookie cards on the market right now. And so, I'm willing to take the guys that I have and put them in lineups. But I think I'm going to get to the point where hopefully like I'm in Division 1 in all 4 lineups, or at least in more than one, and I'm going to want more players. And again, we're kind of in this situation now where do I want to spend $20 on a Said El Mala? Diego Moreira doesn't always play for Strasbourg. They don't even have a good matchup this weekend. And so you just kind of look at these. Matt Smets is one I've looked at. Seni Mayulu is so frustrating because he was so much cheaper, and he's been playing lately as PSG continue to kind of like rotate. He's getting on the score sheet. I mean, these are great scores, and he plays for a great team, but it's like, who knows how long he'll play. Fabian Ruiz is injured. João Neves is injured. But when they come back, am I paying kind of a peak price right now for Mayulu at $18 where, I don't think I've spent more than $15 on any player. But just looking at the others that are here, yes, there are good players. I'm just not sure there are any who are going to make like a huge difference. And then I just get into the point of, if I start to duplicate cards that I do have that are good, like I have the 2 Willfingers, which works when he does well, but then I have 2 Adeline cards, which doesn't work when he gets a red card, where he's tanking both lineups he's in and suspended for the following game week. And so it just ends up being, how many more cards do I need? And are there specific players that I should be adding that don't necessarily help me right now, but could help me in the future? I mean, I think you can make the argument that any of these cards could help in the future. And I don't want to just start buying cards just to have them, but maybe that is what I need. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, that's what I got for today. If you have been enjoying these videos and don't play Sorare and want to get in, there is a link to join the platform in the description of this video. If you like to support content creators, you can join the Laird Social Club, which is my Patreon. It's patreon.com/AndrewMLaird. Link is also in the description of this video. Costs as little as $5 a month, helps support all of the content I do. So very appreciative to anybody considering that. And yeah, we'll see what we have next week. Hopefully we have 3 promotions and everybody is moving up and we have lots of rewards, but realistically we're going to have, some poor scores and maybe some DNPs, but hopefully the essence makes up for it in the lineups that do perform well, and we can continue going on this one. So thank you again for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe, and don't forget to go outside.